Hey, Facebook, look who we got. New York, Brooklyn, in the house. John Poveromo. Woo! Did I get it right?
Yep, you got it. You nailed it.
John, what do you got to say to the people during these trying times?
I just hope everybody's doing well and staying sane and being safe and social distancing. And I hope you're quarantined with somebody who likes to fuck. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. That's the best part of that, right?
Yeah, you need to blank like rabbits right now. It's like, you got to keep up with the baby boom that's going to happen.
There's gonna be a combination of babies and podcasts that come out of this.
Zoom has really taken off. What do you have to say about Zoom? Anything?
Zoom's pretty good. Yeah, it's. Are you sponsored by Zoom? Am I allowed to mention other?
Please mention others.
I like Zoom's all right. I'm a house party guy. I like house party a lot. They have games on there. Zoom seems like the LinkedIn of like video chatting. House party seems like a lot more fun, and you play games and shit. It's good.
It's like the Lincoln with suicide doors right now.
Yeah.
There's me on the screen with you, side by side. You're from New York. How are my New York comics doing?
They're doing all right. I'm in New Jersey right now, but yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, and they're doing all right. Everybody's kind of just figuring out the landscape, I think. A lot of people are doing virtual shows or just honestly Q&As, meet and greets, interviews, anything we can kind of do to stay ahead of the game here because we don't know how long we're going to be doing this.
Yes. So I went through the list of mutual contacts we have on Facebook. So have a little.
There's about 100 people neither one of us know.
I got a couple. I got a couple here that I know you're gonna know.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the Jimmy Fallon contest. I say a name, you tell me the first thing, good or bad or crazy, that comes to your mind.
Good Lord. All right.
Okay. Gladys Simon.
Oh, Gladys is a sweetheart. Only person I know that's shorter than me, makes me feel really tall, like 6 foot. I like standing next to her. She's a sweetheart, good person.
She is. That's my favorite room, and she's my coach.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. How about Bobby Collins?
Oh my God, Bobby's a legend. Bobby's really great. I haven't seen Bobby in years, but we worked together when I first started a bunch of times. And always super nice, very, very funny dude, Italian, can't beat him.
Collins is Italian?
Bobby Collins? I think he is. No, maybe, yeah, he's Italian, right? Maybe I'm wrong. He's super tan. That's what I'm going with.
He's got olive in him, all right.
He's loud and tan, so, assuming he's Italian.
Vinny Brand.
Vinny Brand, there's a Jersey guy for you, runs a great club in New Brunswick, one of the best comedy clubs in New Jersey, if not the U.S. So, yeah, he's a good dude.
You did good. You got 3 out of 3 there, John. You really know your people.
Yeah, I know a lot of people.
Yeah, tell me, what do you have, what do you want to say that's helping you get through the pandemic?
I kind of see it as, I feel like if people think of it as being out of their hands for the most part, like the only thing we all know, the only thing we can do is make sure we're social distancing and staying home. But, you remember when we were, I don't know, have you lived in Vegas your whole life?
No, all over the world.
All over the world. So you understand, I described it this way to a friend who was having a hard time going through it. And I was like, remember when we were kids and we had a blizzard or whatever. And, it was a state of emergency. Schools were shut down for a week. No one was allowed on the road. And the only responsibility you had back then when you were a kid was homework and tests. But when it was a fucking blizzard, you didn't have to do anything. So all that was out of your hands. Your only job was to just stay at home, stay off the road, and, do whatever. And that's kind of the way I feel about this. I mean, other than the obvious doom and gloom, everything else is out of our hands. There's nothing we can do about it. So do the one thing we can do, and then just try to do your best to be productive around the house, still be creative, still go outside, take walks when you can or whatever, you know, as long as you're not hanging out in groups.
Yes.
And that's it. That's all we can do. It's a snow day.
It's a snow day. That's right. I like that attitude. I like comics talking to people because we have a crazy, twisted way of looking at things, and I think we should be an essential service.
I think we should too. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So this.
I think we should be essential in that people want a video chat with us. I don't want to go out.
Yes.
I'll avoid shaking people's hands for a while at a comedy clubs and shit. I didn't like the meet and greets anyway. No comic does.
It's such a pretentious thing.
The meet and greet, yeah. I mean, like, you know, it's having to stand by the door at the end of it. You know, it's different if people, like, normally they really want to meet you and stuff like that, which is fine. But, you know, sometimes you just want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's I've seen comics in Portland at Harvey's where I worked, where the comics would want to hang out and talk till everybody left. But when you're told you have to do it, it makes you not want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I don't mind talking to people, but some of them they hang around a little too long. They get a little too handsy. There's nothing like, you know, middle-aged women who are divorced at the end of their fucking, the end of the night at a comedy club, man. They don't want to leave.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
The Chuckle Pluckers.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
And I see it. They'll come in their skimpy outfits. Who they think they're fooling?
I know. It's embarrassing.
It is. Like, you know, some of the comics are actually married and on the road, and like that's the last thing they need is more temptation.
Yeah, I know. It's the struggle for them.
Yeah, it is. So, what made you decide that comedy was in your cards? How early in life did you figure that out?
Oh man, I gotta say, probably like 6th grade, I think, was the first time I ever wrote down that I wanted to be a comedian. And then I don't know, it had been in the back of my head forever. And then after I graduated high school, like freshman year of college, I decided to try it. And then that was it. I've never looked back.
Who's the biggest influence?
Probably, I mean, for me, when I was growing up, I think Robin Williams was probably my favorite. He was like the gateway drug into comedy because he was the funniest guy. I mean, when I was a kid, Aladdin came out, Fern Gully, you know, you knew him from The Voices. Mork and Mindy reruns were on. So, you know, I watched that and stuff and thought he was absolutely hilarious like the rest of the world did. And then I found out he was a comedian, and then I was like, what the fuck's a comedian? And then, you know, from there you kind of get introduced to a lot of these other guys.
If money was no issue and you could go to any time in the history of time and meet anybody that was funny, even somebody that was like, if you thought Einstein was funny, anybody, and why?
Einstein was known to be very, very funny. Yeah, E equals MC squared started off as a joke, and then people were like, you know what, I think actually...
Let me build a whole premise around it.
It's like, I'm fucking around. What are you talking about? I think I would have loved to. I would have loved to have met Rodney. Honestly, I think that was a guy that I heard a lot of stories about. I mean, obviously I know who he is, but coming up in the business when I did or whatever, a lot of the guys that I knew him, and there just seems to be this endless amount of stories. Really super nice guy, nice to comics. Probably one of the last legends who really took care of other comedians, because you don't see that a lot. You know, it's a shame to say it, and I don't really know any of these other guys too well, but I mean, when you think about guys that were huge in the business back then, Rodney was like the last one that fucking took unknown comics and paid them for jokes and kept them fed and put them on shows and TV specials, and really, really loved comedians.
Oh, that's so cool to hear. You know, this last week we heard that Chario over at Dangerfield's passed away. Did you know him?
I know. I did, yeah. I didn't know him. I mean, I knew him as far as when I did Dangerfield's when I started out. He was a super nice dude. Just a ton of information about the club, about comedy, about people that pass through. Great to talk to. Just a really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
And it's a shame he passed.
Yes, absolutely. I see that you're friends with Stephen Pearl.
I think he may have stumped me there. I don't know who that is.
Alrighty.
Who is he? You can tell me.
You were mentioning Robin Williams. He used to tour with Robin and Sam Kinison. He's from Long Island.
Oh, okay. You know what? I now that you say it like that, yeah, I do know who that is. I don't know him that well, but I think we are Facebook friends.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll leave that alone. What year was it when you got into comedy?
I got it.
I'm old. I can digress.
2005, I think. 2005.
Wow. So, like, what was that moment like the very first time you took the stage, John?
It was amazing. I mean, I still remember taking the stage for the first time, and I remember 2 tables full of people I knew came. They sat in the front row on the left-hand side of the stage, and I drove in with one of my best friends who spent the night at my place the night before, and it was just cool because I had like a little sheet of printed out material that I was going to do, and had no idea how well it was going to go, and then there was an entire audience full of strangers, so it was nice because, you know, even though there were people there that I knew, there were a shit ton of strangers that I was able to make laugh, and it went really well. It was the first night I'd gone on stage and told those jokes, and it went really well. And then every night after was like a tie for bombing. So,
what's the biggest lesson you learned from bombing, or in the early days?
The biggest lesson I learned is that you can learn from it. That it's not necessarily the worst. Like, when you bomb when you're younger and you're doing stand up and you're starting out, you honest to God think that that's going to be the end of your career, and then you're like, and then you book 5 more shows, and then you hit and miss each one after that. So I learned that it's survivable. I think that's the biggest thing, and that you can gain something from it, and that most people don't fucking remember anyway.
Exactly. Like, even the comics usually forget.
Yeah, and it's because everybody's kind of focused on their own thing too. When you're starting out and you bomb in front of 200 people, you literally leave that club and you think those 200 people fucking hated me. And then, but that's not. They don't know you. They don't give a fuck. They've already forgotten about you. There's already 9 comics that came on after you, and that's it. So you learn it's survivable and that you grow from it.
Yes. So, what would you like to tell everybody as far as how they can bet? You already touched on it about this is just like a snow day, but in Realityville, not that wasn't reality, but in the deepest, darkest moment of the pandemic, and when it causes you to have a racing heart or whatever, what brings you out of that?
I think it's funny that you mentioned the reality thing though too. I think when you do get into those moments, it does help to try to kind of brace yourself in reality, and by reminding yourself that, hey, look, things may the job of the news for the most part, yeah, it's to keep you informed, but it's to also keep you inundated with fucking sensationalism and sometimes fear. It's to keep you watching, so you need it. But I think if you pull back from that and kind of step outside your house, or call a friend on the phone, or pick up a book, a photo album, whatever it is, and kind of remind yourself that you're in your own house or apartment or at a friend's place, wherever you are, and that all this is eventually going to pass, and you still have, thankfully, hopefully, you still have your health and everything else, and and everybody is going. The thing to remember though too is that everybody's going through the same thing. business owners aren't able to pay their they're the people above them the same way that we're not able to pay our rent or mortgage or whatever else. Everybody is literally in the same place you are. We're finally all pretty much on the same level. Except for those fucking people in mansions. No, I'm just kidding. But we all are, but we all are. For the first time, I think everybody's on kind of an even playing field. So just to, breathe. And also don't, I just keep telling people this too, is to let yourself take a day or two. If you have a day where you wake up and you're like, I'm not fucking getting out of bed, then that's the thing you're doing that day. That day you're not getting out of bed and you're just watching TV or you're staying comfortable. But don't let it be a thing that happens, 5 fucking days in a row, but, allow yourself to take a day or two and then the next day go, okay, tomorrow I'll do that one thing.
Got it.
Tomorrow I'll clean or tomorrow I'll fucking, write or whatever it is that you want to do.
So the shutdown has affected a lot of the good comics like yourself, financially. And I don't know if you're accepting any kind of donations or not from people that might feel like they want to help you out because they liked you. Are you accepting any donations?
Hey, I'll accept whatever anybody wants to give me. I feel bad about it. But if I would, my Venmo is just my name at John JOHN POVEROMO. If they want to donate, that'd be great. If they want to donate any money and then want me to send them a video saying or whatever, I'll totally do that. Or T-shirt that we have on my website or something like that. I'd love to do that.
Is your website johnpoveromo.com?
.com or .net, either one.
Got it. Now, did you go net because of New Jersey Nets?
No, I went net because I had a website early on, and when I first started, it was a .com. Forgot to pay it, and then I think because of the traffic it had, somebody had thought I was famous at the time and bought it, and then tried to charge me like a shit ton of money, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like 2 years into stand-up. I was like, I'll just do .net. So I had .net for a long time after that, and then finally the .com went back, and I just snagged that.
Wonderful. So I'll post your Venmo is at John Poveromo, and where do you really want the traffic right now on the internet following you?
Instagram would be great. That's where I post mostly everything. And that's just my name at John Poveromo. Same thing on Instagram. I'm verified, so if I think there might be I don't know if there's a couple of the John Poveromos. I think there are, oddly enough. But mine has the blue check mark next to it, so you know it's me.
John Poveromo, Poveromo.
Yep. Yeah, so if they want to follow me on Instagram, that'd be great.
What does Poveromo mean in English?
It means I think in Italian it means poor man.
Oh.
That was good. That's full circle because clearly I'm living it now. So yeah, if you guys want to throw me some cash, that'd be great.
Fabulous. What do you want to say as a parting thing to people about anything so that they get to know your comedy or what you're passionate for or against?
I hope people are able to, stay safe and calm and sift through all the bullshit and stuff like that. Just don't buy into anything the president's saying. How about that?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to the experts, listen to Fauci, and also, I hope when this is all over, people go out to the movies, go out to shows, go out to comedy again, and I think they will, but I really hope that comes back in a big way after this. So,
thank you. So, is there anything I haven't said that you would like to talk about?
My hair. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. I haven't gotten a haircut in 2 months. It's getting a little long. No, I think you're good. I think we covered everything.
Wonderful. John Pover.
You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, Yeah, now that I think about it, my partner would kill me if my writing partner. We wrote a short film called Duppet, Duppet, and it's on Amazon Prime right now. So if you can, check it out.
What's it called again?
Duppet.
G like go?
No, D like dog.
So you spell it like Dumpitt?
Nope, Duppet, like puppet.
Oh,
But with a D.
and it's on Amazon.Prime?
Amazon Prime, yeah.
So you and your writing partner wrote it, and are you both acting in it?
I am, yeah. Oh, he's in a scene too. Yeah, he pops up as somebody in one of the scenes. Yeah, but I'm primarily starring it.
The volume.
Oh, did the volume drop?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I star in it, and my writing partner is also in a scene. Yeah.
Super cool. Well, I'm going to go
Yeah.
on. Does it cost to watch it? I'm not a member of Amazon Prime.
You know, I don't know. I think it's free. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna go.
I'm not sure if you're not a member. I don't know.
I'll go try. I will go try today.
If you can't get it, I'll send you a link.
Thank you so very much. And I'll be sending you, I'll Venmo you myself.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's the first thing I'm going to do when I get off here, John Poveromo. Thank you so much.
Thank you
God
very
bless.
much. Good talking to you.
Stay safe, stay sane.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.